Hello and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, our bonus pod to the Reverse Sweep Show. We are continuing the series from last time, looking at unbreakable records, and we have picked Test cricket as the first format we are going with. We talked about batting records that we deem to be impossible to break in the last hot take. Today we are going to talk about bowling records in Test cricket, and we will each pick three of them. And we'd love to hear your feedback if you think the same like us. So passing it to you, AB, which is the first record that you think is unbreakable in Test cricket when it comes to bowling?
When we talk about Test cricket and bowling records, we can't look past Murli Dharan. There are so many records. We can do an entire episode around Murli. And that is one of the reasons why my first pick is a Murli record, and I will pick only one Murli record. So that's a constraint I put on myself. And for that first record, I go with, of course, the most number of wickets in a Test career by a bowler, and that is 800 by Murli. The next closest is Shane Warne at around 707, James Anderson. All of them have had mammoth careers. But Murli, 800 wickets, I don't think that will ever get broken. No player right now has that kind of longevity. Amongst active players, the leading wicket taker is Nathan Lyon. Again, age is not on his side. Ashwin just retired. So I don't think this is a record which will ever get broken. What's your first pick, SS?
Yeah, just a comment on that one. I think Murli is like Sachin when it comes to bowling records. They'll have both have a lot of. I think some spinner who has to play 15 to 18 years of Test cricket might come really close. I'm not saying it's going to be totally unbreakable, but it's close to impossible, I think, if you talk about it. For me, same. I have to pay homage to Murli, so I'm also going with one, and yeah, that's the constraint on my side as well. Number of 5 wicket hauls. He has got 67 in Test cricket. Next best, I think, is Ashwin at 37. So there's a big gap. And then the active players now we are Lion at 24 or 27. I think there's such a huge gap. Don't think any pacer is going to ever come close to this. And I think even in spin, I think somebody again has to be like a generational talent. And I think anyone who breaks that Murli record will break 800 as well. So we are both living on the same. That was my first pick. Second pick to you, AB.
First, I want to say when I first read about this record, when Ashwin was around 34, 35, and I think just behind Shane Warne, I thought I had misread it because everyone else was in 30s, all world class bowlers, and Murli was in a league of his own in 60s, and I thought I just misread it. But yeah, coming to my pick, this one is most number of dismissals that a bowler has inflicted on a single batter. And this one is Glenn McGrath versus Mike Atherton, 19 dismissals in 17 matches. The reason why I feel this will never get broken in the recent past, Stuart Broad against David Warner has gotten him out 17 times, and that was in 31 matches. So, given how Test cricket is right now, I don't think players are going to play as frequently against each other, and definitely not enough to dismiss them 19 times. And a funny thing around this, Mike Atherton actually features multiple times in that list. Ambrose versus Atherton 17 times, Walsh versus Atherton 17 times. So yeah, maybe it was more around Atherton than the bowlers, but again, I feel this is one record which will not get broken.
I think this record could only be broken if we change the face of Test cricket in itself. If you have a tier-based system in which India, England, and Australia play each other like 5 times every 1 year or 2 years, and a player gets to play 35, 40 times against an opposition very consistently, maybe there is a chance. But I think in the current format and current scheme of things with future tours, FTP I think this is a quite a good one. On my side, I'm going with most consecutive maiden overs. Our very own Bapu Nadkarni back in 1964 in Madras against England bowled 21 consecutive maiden overs. I think his spell was 32 overs and 27 maidens. Incredible. I don't think with the intent the batters have, they will just slog it out. Maybe there's a run here or there. I think they will squeeze out. Just a shout out to Hugh Tayfield as well. I think he got more consecutive dot balls, but that was in an 8 ball over format that we used to have back in the pre-World War era. So 21 consecutive maiden overs, I think that's not getting broken.
That's really interesting, SS, and kudos to you for going back in the past and bringing these interesting data points and statistics and records for us. Now, my third take. This is, I thought I'd be cheeky and say that 10 wickets in an innings is a record which will never get broken because that's the limit. But then I wanted to go a step further and say that, okay, Jim Laker in that match, when he picked up 10 wickets, picked up 19 wickets in total in that match. Now, that is one record which I don't think will ever get broken. I mean, there's Kumble, Ajaz Patel in the very recent past have picked up 10 wickets in an innings, but then to do that over two innings is something I don't foresee happening. If you look at most number of wickets in a match, so that's Jim Laker at 19, Sydney Barnes at 17, Hirvani at 16, and Murli also at 16. So this is one record which I don't think will ever get broken, 19 wickets in a match. Big.
I think you're always back if the conditions are helpful for the bowlers, either spinners or pace bowlers. The other one would also pick wicket because there are such good bowling attacks these days. So yeah, 19 wickets, very hard to somebody to do a 20 on 20. My final one is a cheeky one. I was looking at the non-conventional dismissals, like handling the ball, obstructing the field, and all that. Hit wicket does fall in under the kitty of the bowler who inflicted. And Graham McKenzie, the Aussie pacer, picked four hit wicket dismissals throughout his career. There are like three or four of bowlers who are at three. I don't think hit wickets have gone. I think they're really, really rare. And I think to have one in 5 years in Test cricket in a whole is a surprise to many. So a single bowler inflicting four of them, where people are now stepping out and playing sometimes, it's very hard to see that happening. So four hit wickets, Graham McKenzie of Australia not getting broken.
Yeah, unless we start having batters like Inzamam who play a shot and then fall over on their wickets. But
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
yeah, that's not happening.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. So there you have it, guys. That was a hot take. Second episode in the series of Unbreakable Records. Next time we'll probably come with wicket keeping and fielding as the next theme around it. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with a long form episode next weekend.